Hey guys, what's up? It's Condor here. I wanted to bring you the weekly video on making gold in ArcheAge. This week we're going to take a look at a part 1 series that I'm going to do on trade packs. I've been running a lot of trade packs lately because of my farm hauler, making some extra dough that way. So I'm going to take a look at an introduction to it. There is a lot to know when it comes to trade packs. They're not as simple as everybody maybe makes them sound, between aged and regulars, different trade routes, times, pricing, all of that stuff put together. I'm going to give you guys some of the stuff that I've learned from running trade packs so that you can make the best use of your time when you're running them, and we'll see what we can go from there. First, as you guys know, I am on the Eastern continent, so I run most of my trade packs there. We're going to stay with, in this video, the easy ones. I'm not going to do the cross seas, which give you supplies which are worth a lot of money and relevant at certain times, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to kind of skip that. So when we take a look at trade packs, what I always originally look at is A, the safety of doing it, because you can lose them, and B, what you gain out of it. So what I want to do is make the longest trip possible, because I have the ability to carry a lot of them, so I can win by pure volume, and I want to do it to places that obviously make the most amount of gold. So when you look here, a lot of times, as you see, I have a scarecrow here in Falcourt. That's the only land that I actually own. So when people ask about making money, I don't buy apexes, and that is an 8x8. It's the only thing I have, and I barely use it. So these are the ways that I end up making my gold. Okay, so if we look from Falcourt, where I like to go from sometimes, the best places to take it to are Solaris, which brings you through Tiger Spine, Mahadevi, and Solace. So that's one of the routes that is really good. Another very popular one is from Falcourt to Tiger Spine to Mahadevi to Villano. Also a very good trade pack. Around the same amount of gold, you're looking at about 6.5 per trade pack if it's over 120. So that's what you're looking at between these two places. Obviously, if you go through areas like these, they are worth more money. I showed in another video that the Rookborn to Falcourt, you can walk it. That's about one of the only ones that's worth doing if you're only doing one at a time, because you can do it in about 10 minutes. You can do 6 an hour at 8 gold if it's high, and so you're talking about 48 gold an hour there. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to look at is the pricing on some of these things. Pricing will vary throughout the day. You can definitely look on your servers to see what it is. On mine, I am on Curios. The best times to run them, and I am in Central Time, so keep that in mind, is my time between 12 noon and 3 p.m. and then 9 p.m. to about 10 or 10:30. There's not a lot of time in there. I think Eastern, or not Eastern, I think West Coast starts to pick up around the 10 o'clock thing even more, and it starts dropping prices. And then in the mornings from 5 a.m. till 8 a.m. is pretty good. If any of those are your times, those are going to be the best for you to be able to do it. So let's take a look. If I do Falcourt to Solaris or Solace right now, you're looking at 128. That's very good. Definitely a time to run it right now. So you bring up this trade info, Falcourt to Villanelle, 160. Not the greatest time to do it. The reason that it's going to be a higher price right now is you see here that Unister is 9 minutes left at war, 8 minutes left at war. This is going to go into peace. So no one's really bringing anything anywhere else besides here. Because if you look at this, for one, it's a very highly priced one. And there you go. It's 130. So if you bring it from Falcourt to Unister, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps over by trade route, and I believe this is how it goes. People have been arguing about this. I think it's, if you take the path of the road, how long would it take you to get there? How many maps, how much distance is there in between? That's why this Rookborn to Falkworth is worth so much, because even though they're right next to each other and you can skip the mountain, the real route to there is either through Silent Forest or through Windscorn from here. So you would actually have to go to Windscorn, to Arkham Iris, to Tigerspine, to Falkworth, or from Rookborn to Silent Forest, to Villanelle, to Mahadevi, to Tigerspine, to Falkworth. Those are the only ways that you're supposedly supposed to do it. And just like this one, this is a long trip up here, worth a lot of gold, but only in peace for a short period of time. So if I went there right now, there'd be hundreds of people just waiting at the boundary to take off and turn this in. So that's another thing you want to keep track of. When these places go into peacetime, great time to bring something in, but you need to be prepared. You need to be there on time, otherwise you're not going to get the full benefit out of it. Same with Hasla right now, that's in peace. If you ever catch like Hasla and Rookborn in peace at the same time, wonderful time to do some long trade routes, make a lot of money. I find there's different ways to make gold, obviously, in the game. This is one of the more proficient ways, along with fishing. That is, fishing is higher risk but higher reward to a certain extent. This, you can make a steady path. I do the Falkworth to one of these, Solace or Silent, Villanelle. I do 4 of those a day, and it's solid money. I get 6.5 gold times 7 packs. That's 40 some gold, near 45 gold times 460 gold. And the run takes about, depending on each one, this one's a little less than 20 if you're using eco-friendly fuel. This one is about 23 if you're using eco-friendly fuel and you know all the shortcuts. So 23, you can do it almost 3 times an hour. 45 gold, that's 120 gold an hour with having the farm hauler. I use in-game gold to buy the farm hauler thing and put it all together. It is quite expensive, but it does pay itself off over time. So those are the basic things that you want to look at. Distance, the furthest distance that you can go. The game, there's no simple way. The Rookborn to Falkworth is a one-off. It's one of the few ways on the Eastern Continent that you can kind of cheat and gain extra money from not going a long distance. All the other ones, the further you go, you're basically going to align with the further you go, the more gold you get to turn in. But really pay attention to this trade info, because if I don't know which one's going to be low. 128 is very good. Rookborn, I guarantee to Falkworth is lower. 109. So when they start dropping, and you'll see this one drop all the way to 93 because people will keep doing it and keep doing it, but the return on your investment is much, much, much lower, and you really need to pay attention. The difference between turning it in at 100% and 128 is all profit. So you're losing all your profit as that percentage drops and drops and drops. So with me knowing that Falkworth is my main starter, when I get to a split off, there's a split off in Mahadevi here that either goes to Villanelle or to Solace, I will bring this up as I'm driving and figure out which one is higher, because they're both basically the same price. Solace is just a hair bit longer, but it's barely noticeable. And with these percentages the way they are, I'd hit that fork in the road, and I'm definitely going to Solace. So, constant money per day. I do have 3 character accounts. So, I have 3 characters on this one account. I only own one account. I do pop workers' compensation potions on all 3 of them per day because I can make extra gold that way if I'm available to play that day. So when you talk about that, that's 6,000 extra labor points that I can use in a day. Sorry. So with 6,000 plus the 2880 that you would get for being logged in for the day, I get to use about 8,000 labor in a day. So my 4 runs takes, I don't know, hour 20 minutes maybe, make 140 gold, move on to something else. I only recently started doing this. There's very, very many secrets that go into it. Like I said, I didn't get into Aged. I didn't get into the cross seas. When you bring stuff to Nuya, you can bring them to 2 Crowns, to Cindermore, to Sand Deep, I believe. Maybe not 2 Crowns. Maybe it's Cindermore and Soares. I'd have to check on that. But then you have everything that you can bring. You can bring stuff to Friedrich where you get Gilda stars. There's just a lot more that goes into it. So understand that this is a basic, only part 1 to this. But these are the safest routes. You're not, a lot of these routes, all of the ones that I do on a normal basis, you don't get ganked. You cannot have it taken from you. As long as you keep your mark on, you're good to go. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure that you keep in mind to make it the most proficient way. If you need help on the actual routes that cut off, because like in Solace here, basically you come in from Mahadevi, and when you hit this point right here, instead of taking this road that goes all the way around, there is a shortcut that leads through the mountains that takes you right from here to here. You go straight across, saves a lot of time. Same can be said for Tiger Spine, I believe. Let's see, you come in here. Yep, right here. So where this cuts off and goes all the way around and back, you can actually come across this road. You go through the junkyard and you go straight this way. And every map has something like that. Through here you can cut. When you're going to Solace, you can go across this bridge. You can go right through the city and out the other side. Saves 10 to 15 minutes each run. So it's worth knowing all of those little secrets in order to save. I mean, you can get an extra run in every 3 just because you know those. So that's what I got for you guys today. Nothing too exciting, nothing too new. I'm going to be taking a look at fishing, which is another big one of these days. The other thing is that I told you guys that I was working on making my bow. My plan is every week approximately I should be able to come up with 4 sealed magnificent bows. So every week I will open up 4, which hopefully, if the odds are right, I get 1 Ethereum every time, and after 7 of those I should be able to make my Delphinod bow. So every week we'll open up the 4 of those, see what I got. Another plan that I have is when I do get to the Ethereum, to my subscribers, and when that happens, if you guys are loyal, stay here, like and subscribe to the videos, I will give away, and it's going to suck for anybody that's not on my server cluster, because unfortunately the way the game's set up I can't do it, but if you're on the auction house 1, or if I can think of another way to get you the gold, I'm going to give away an Ethereum bow. I'll have 7 of them made, probably only 1 will be Delphinod. If 2 are Delphinod, maybe I'll even give the other Delph away. But that is definitely a plan for the future here in the next month or 2. It does take quite some time if you're not pouring money into the game to be able to do that. But it's something that I do plan on doing to give back to you guys for all the views, the likes, everything. So keep an eye out for that. By the end of the week, I should have the 4 of these crafted up. It takes about 4 illustrious to make one of these if you do it that way. So it does take quite a long time to do, but I'm getting it done as fast as I can, and we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys in a couple days. Peace.